Hey again, it's time for video number 2. I'm going to show you how to make a few products which you probably buy all the time by just using some cream. The first product that you can probably guess what we can make is some whipped cream, which is actually very easy to do. If you have a KitchenAid, just go ahead and pop it up. Put your whisk in there. Go ahead and pour in all of it. It's not a complicated process. It just takes a little bit of time. Something that I've kind of learned is you're going to want to cover it up because it splatters. Or you can go spend the money and buy one of the little shields, but it does make quite a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I put mine on about an 8. I don't know what that relates to if you got a brand new one. This is a hand-me-down old one, and it also doesn't maintain a constant speed, so yours might, and you're lucky. So I'm going to bump mine up to an 8. And that should only take a few minutes, so I'll turn the camera back on when we get there. Okay, that didn't take very long at all. I'll spoon a little bit out right here so you can see. Nice and fluffy, but it's not very sweet. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and scoop some in here. You can use sugar, or you can use some stevia. I have not had very good luck with stevia, but I'm hard-headed, so I'm going to try it again with some stevia. My husband hates it, but he's going to eat natural whether he likes it or not. Yeah, it didn't turn out good at all again, but he has to live with me and you don't. Alright, now to continue the process to make butter, I'm just going to go ahead and lower this back down. I'm going to go ahead and show you what the whipped cream looks like. Alright, nice and fluffy. So what you're going to do now is just going to go ahead and start it again. I'm going to put it back on about an 8 again. This takes a little while. It's called making butter for a reason. Bumped it on back up to the 8, like I said. You don't necessarily have to keep it covered in the beginning because it's nice and frothy. But it's going to collapse. It's going to bunch up. It's going to start to turn a light shade of yellow. And then it's going to kind of collapse on itself. And you're going to see what I'm talking about. It's going to start to look unstable, and then it's going to ball in the middle. Actually, it's going to look like a custard first. It's going to look kind of weird. But it turns into a ball. And at that point, what's happened is you've got your butter, and then you got your butter. Okay, one thing that I forgot to tell you guys is that the whipped cream gets stuck up on the edges. So what you gotta do is you just kind of around the sides, and you gotta scrape it off and make sure it's all at the bottom. I got my bottom part turning into butter, and my sides are not necessarily turning into butter. They're still whipped cream. So there's nothing scientific about that, so I don't know if I need to pick up the iPad and show you that. Okay. But we're almost there, and so I'll come back whenever we are there. Hey, we made it to butter. This is what you're looking for, and I can't tilt it too much further because if we're going to miss the buttermilk, it's going to fall all over my stove. So what I normally do, you gotta take the wedding ring off just for a minute. Husbands, don't panic. Getting a phone call. That was weird. My husband just called me from work. I guess he sensed I took my wedding ring off. Okay, So I went ahead and I poured out all the buttermilk. You can make some biscuits or some pancakes, or I've even used it to make chicken and dumplings, which everyone says is hard, but it's really not. Alright, so now that we've just got plain old butter, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash it. Because if you don't wash it, it can become rancid because there's still a little bit of milk mixed in here. To wash it is really rather hard. Just make sure you use cold water, and I just massage it with my hands, and I do that about 2 to 3 times, and I'm usually good at that point. And then you add salt to taste. For this amount of butter, I would say teaspoon, but I like a lot of salt in my butter. So I know not everybody was raised in the South like I was, so that may be a little bit too much. Alright, I'll be right back once I get done with this process, and then we'll move on to the next product that you can make with just some regular cream that you buy at the store. Okay, I've washed it. I've put salt in it. I made a little bit of a mess. Then you just go ahead and pack it down in here. A little bit of maybe on the side. I have had a problem sometimes with like tasting the graininess of the salt in here, but usually that'll go away if I melt it and then I just put it back in the refrigerator and it gets salt hard again. So usually it tastes good like that. Okay, now we're gonna move on to a coffee creamer. I'm typically just the kind of person who likes their coffee with just a little bit of sweetener, and I could just use the whipping cream by itself. But I realize that not everybody else is like that. I came back from visiting my parents on Christmas. Found this crap. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I looked up a little bit of a recipe to make some coffee creamer. And what we're going to do is we're going to take about 1 3/4 cup of that same heavy whipping cream. And I got the Borden brand, but that was just what was in my fridge. The sweetened condensed milk, which is just more or less whole milk that's mixed with sugar. And then I'm going to mix up 2 tablespoons of vanilla. So let me go ahead and get the camera set up, and then I'll pan over to making creamer. Okay, now I got all my ingredients together and I'm ready to go. If you look this recipe up online, it's just going to tell you to put it in a jar and shake it up. That's not going to really work. So what you need to do is get yourself a little pot, put it on the stove. You're going to slowly, I cannot stress the word slowly enough, heat up this cream that we're putting in here right now. And you're going to want to slowly add everything in here. That's going to help mix it up, just because this is thick. This is thick. Okay, I've got a lesson learned for everybody. That recipe is really not that awesome. So what I did is I added a 1/2 cup of milk to it, and but the vanilla is fine. 2 tablespoons is fine. I've heated it up nice and slow. I went ahead and dumped out all of this crap with all the words that I don't even understand on the ingredients. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour this in here. And I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go into apple cider vinegar making on my next video. So if you want to have any animals, that's going to be very, very important to know how to make that and not have to go buy it, because it's so healthy for them. It really is. So thank you for watching, and check back. I should have the next video up in a day or 2. Bye.